These are 3 moves that senior golfers can do to make their golf swing feel a little bit more fluid, which means more speed.
Okay, so first exercise, you just want something that you can lean on, a wall, stanchion like this on the driving range. And all we're going to do is try and create a little bit of separation with a bit of stretch. So we're going to take the closest hand and reach it up high, so nice straight arm. Opposite hand's going to push into the wall, trying to keep this straight, so we've got this line here. And then all you're going to do is you're just going to bend forwards in posture and just ever so slightly turn the hips away. And what you'll feel is this stretch through this line here coming in.
So are you feeling as though your left hip goes like higher to get that stretch?
Yeah, so that first move in the downswing where we pull that left hip away ever so slightly, and that's what you're going to feel. You're trying to pull that left hip behind you, and that'll just create this little stretch movement here.
Okay, here we go.
All you're going to do is put some tension into the wall.
So I want to feel like I'm pressing into that wall.
Push into the wall, almost like you're pushing the wall away from you.
How far should I stand? Like just more than
arm's
that?
reach. So if you can't reach with the arm, you're a little bit too far away. So that's it, nice straight arm at the top. We're going to bring this second arm all the way through. So just bend yourself forwards ever so slightly, and then you're imagining you pulling this left pocket behind, and that'll create this line of stretch through this side there for you. And I'd say about 20 to 30 seconds pushing against the wall, and that'll just give you some tension. You can feel that the hips are moving a little bit, and maybe put yourself in a position that you don't normally get into.
Certainly.
You can feel the stretch, right?
Yeah, definitely. And should I do this the same both sides? So it's not necessarily just a downswing?
Both sides on this one, so not just downswing. We know it's not 100% accurate in terms of backswing position, but what we're trying to do is create some lines through the body and a bit of stretch and a bit of tension.
Fab. Make sure you give that one a go. Let's get into number 2. Once you've completed these next 2 exercises, make sure you stick around to the end, because I'm going to tell you how these can really benefit your golf swing. Okay, now number 2, what we're looking for?
Yeah, number 2, so you can come into golf posture with this one, please. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a raise through the arms, so we're sort of extending the shoulders upwards, and then I want you to imagine that you're going to pull your left arm left and your right arm right.
So like they're fighting against each other?
Fighting against each other, creating a bit of tension without obviously breaking anything. And then what we can see is that you maintain this nice posture, and this just engages the back of the shoulders, it engages the shoulder blades, which are really important to maintain the angles within your golf swing.
I can really feel this pinching in my back.
Yeah, so we should get some little bit of tension through here, maybe a bit of tension on the back of the shoulder joints here as well. And you're just going to pull for about 10 seconds, Alex.
Yep.
And then relax the arms all the way back down. And if you need to stand tall in between, you can do. Sometimes it can be a bit heavy on the lower back, this one, so you can just bring yourself up to tall, have a rest, and then repeat again.
And how many reps should I be doing?
About 5 is probably enough as a little warm-up for the range. That's it. So you've got the tension from the left and the right. About 10 seconds, and then you slowly just release that down.
I like that one. Feels like a good stretch.
Yeah, it sort of almost like engages you, like, oh, I'm quite warm now, so it's nice, it's ready to get onto the driving range and bash some balls. Okay, on to number 3. I think we need to go over here for this one, so if you come around here with us, guys. Let's have a look at number 3. So, again, we've mentioned this band before. Yeah, the good old red band.
If you've not bought one yet, make sure you go and buy one.
Get a red band.
That's okay, show us number 3.
So this is a nice little drill, just connecting to a bit more of the sort of the technique of the swing. So I think one thing that seniors struggle with quite a lot is getting a correct sequence in their golf.
They want to hit the ball, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of arms being involved, a lot of like one-piece movement, and that's the sort of thing that we want to take away if we're trying to hit the ball further and strike it better, because we lose a bit of consistency when we're chopping right over the top a lot of the time. So if you've got yourself a red band, you can tie it to something like this, and then all you're going to do is come into posture, take a grip on the band, and then if you set yourself in what feels like a bit of a backswing, and you're just going to try and pull that left hip away again. So this is a really similar movement to the stretch that we just did.
Yep.
So we're just creating a little bit of a form of separation, but it's also a nice reminder for your brain that the first thing to be moving in that downswing is just pulling that left hip.
You're not going to create much stretch in that band just with the arms.
From here, you'll be in backswing position, and you'll just rotate into that left hip. And again, it just gives you this line of stretch through this side of the body, which is really important to try and get within the swing.
So, onto the band.
So you're probably going to do this slightly more technically correct than me, Alex. You know, that's it. So you can feel that stretch and the difference. I think the key thing with this is to try not too much to pull the band. So if you keep this arm straight, is to pull the band through the lower body, if that makes sense. So you can feel the core being utilised, you can feel those hips winding up a little bit more. and you just get that separation. It's just a nice little warm up and nice little stretch to have a go at.
I really like that one. That's my favourite one.
Yeah, it's a good drill, that one. It's a good one to practice.
Let's now go onto the mat here and talk about how those three work really well to help you improve your swing. Okay, now, so let's talk about those three exercises and how they apply to your golf swing. I want to start with the final one first.
Sure.
And I like that one because I see so many golfers just this.
Yeah. Again, really common. So what we see is that people don't utilise their body as much as they should do. They're trying to hit the ball too much with the arms and the hands. And of course, there has to be an element of that coming into the downswing, but your body is there to be using the bigger muscle groups. That's how we're going to hit the ball further and how we're going to hit it more consistently. So a drill like that just links nicely, as we were seeing before, about a bit too much of this going on.
Especially for senior golfers, they may be scared to use the body.
Yeah.
So actually just firing it up, getting used to moving the body is a great place to start.
Yeah, I think there's that sort of back of the mind worry of, am I going to hurt myself if I put a bit more into this?
Yeah.
And that's where just a drill like that will really help you get over that barrier and have a go and go, right, okay, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I'm trying to feel, and at the same time it's nice sort of movement for the body to get into as well.
So what this would look like with a golf club in your hand now, trying this exercise, we'd really feel as though the club was staying nice and high.
Correct.
And
Pull that left hip away.
And I'm almost trying to feel like my hands stall for as long as possible, and my body is literally pulling those hands in as opposed to working it over.
Yeah, and I think what's great about the band is because there's tension within the band, it creates a little bit of a feeling for the body and the brain. So as soon as you come off the band and you then pick the club up, you've got that same sensation running through the body. Because I think sometimes the biggest struggle for people, and I know this when I have a golf lesson, that when you're there, it's great, you can remember it.
How do you take it away?
How do you take that away and go and use it yourself? So using the band and tools like that just clicks the brain into gear and you go, actually, yeah, this is what I'm looking to feel. You can't not feel it with a band because it's giving you some tension back.
Yeah, perfect. So there you go. 3 exercises that you can do at home, at the driving range, before you go and play golf from Nat, and we've explained it how it applies to your golf swing. Make sure you give them a go. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up button. As we always say, go and check out Nat's website. The link is down below. You need some tailored plans for your golf game. You want to make some real strides. Look at my Road to the Open series. I didn't realise how bad my hips were. They were terrible. So you could have things in your golf swing that aren't quite right, which could be caused with how your body's set up.